Hello everyone, welcome back to the video number 3. We're going to discuss a little bit more, which is an extension of what we have seen on the previous video. So after we download like the node, then the next thing is going to be just to create our first React application. So that's going to be exciting. So there are a couple of ways to create our first application. The most common and advised way is just to use the npx, which is which goes with the command npx create react app and whatever the name of our project. So for our case, we can use like the first app as introduction. But as you go further, if you are writing, if you are working on any project, then you're going to give it the name of your project, so it's not going to be confusing. But there are also other ways which we can also use the npm init, and then we can do this one. And also, there is a yarn which is going to use the create react app and the name of the application. So all of those things are what we call the package managers. And this one, usually we're going to use it for the first, but we can use interchangeably then npm and the yarn. So don't worry about this one. We're going to be using those a lot, and we're going to cover what they are all about. But before that, we're going to have like a little bit of discussion about the package managers. So the idea is React is a collection of other further like a lot of like other libraries or packages. What it means is in order to run the React would need further other assistance or other libraries in order to be up and running. With that, when we are having other dependencies or package, then each dependency you can think of it as, or each library you can think of it as its own tool or its own application for the matter. So it has to be managed properly. It might need like an upgrade, or we have to keep up with the version, and there could be a bug and we have to upgrade that one, and all that stuff has to be performed for that particular library. So think of there is a main one. Let's say we're thinking of like a car, but the car is going to be dependent on a couple of like accessories which are going to be just on top of it. Whether as simplest things that you can think of, like the ornament or anything that you're going to use inside the car to make it like just more comfortable, or as like the main core of like the engine. So all of those things would be combined, and then they're going to give us what we call like the car at the end of the day. So each of those independent tools or libraries that we're going to be just using for our application, those are what we call like a package, and they have to be like properly managed. Then the typical React application can contain like multiple and hundreds of like packages. So for that, then we're going to need what we call the package manager. NPM is the common one, which stands for the Node Package Manager. And we have also another tool called like the YAR. Um, so we're going to interchangeably using like the yarn and the npm in both cases, so that we can see the usage. They're basically the same. They're going to manage our package. So there are like a couple of things that we have to take into consideration, which one to use which, but for the most cases that should be fine. Just whatever we're using, like we should be fine. Yarn appears to be like for most of the benchmark, it is ranking high, meaning it is installing fast and it is upgraded and whatnot. So most of the time, like yarn appears to be like really good just on that area. So the first thing in order to use a yarn is we're going to go ahead and then just install yarn. So for that, I'm going to open my command prompt. Then on that, I'm going to follow this command, which by now we have already installed the npm. You might be wondering like where we get the npm, but when we install the node, npm and npx are going to be just there automatically for us. So if I do, just to verify that one, npm version, then it's going to give me 6.14.12 as a time of like this recording. And the same thing if I'm going to do like the npx and version, then I'm going to get the same version as that of like the npm. So those, you don't have to add them or install them independently. By the time that you are installing the node, then they are going to be just there automatically for you. So following with that, then we're going to go ahead and then just install our yarn. I have already installed it, but the command is going to be npm install global. This means like you're going to have it like accessible wherever and anywhere you're going to be just opening your command prompt. So it is going to be just across the board of like your computer. That's basically what it is. And again, this command would remain the same if you are using Windows or Mac. So it should be the same thing. And I can do the yarn over here. As I've said, like I've already installed it, but in this case, just yours might take a bit longer in order to install that one. In my case, since I've already installed it, it will go out and then check if there is anything new. There was like one package, and it has updated it, and then that's it. So for this one, we have seen what the package managers are. So on the next one, we're going to go ahead and then do the other ones which we have seen over here. That is just on how we're going to be just creating the React application. We're going to go with the npx, and we're going to go a little bit more on the npm and how they are going to be affecting like the package when we are taking a look on the first application that we have created using this command. So on the next one, we're going to take a look on installing our first application.